The Maitland fellas left it as long as possible to put those black jumpers on before they went out for their warm-up, and the West fellas did much the same, but they, of course, wearing, well, the best way to describe it is a traditional South Sydney jumper, the Western Suburbs jumper.
Yeah, red and green hoops. Maitland at least have got white shoulders in their jumper. They're not fully black. They used to be pretty much black with a white V if you went back far enough, but they've got a black jumper with the shoulders, sort of a saddle shoulder of white. That might help a little bit.
So Moana-Mason is starting for Maitland, and Mason, who was originally named in the side, is actually going to starting on the bench. And would you believe the kick-off, and Joel Penny knocks it on in the in-goal area, and it's on. Would you believe there's some pushing and shoving from the very first moment of the game. Joel Penny went to take the kick-off, and he was just unsure of how deep that dead ball line was. I think he thought that he was very close to it, and looked around and realised that it was a lot deeper than he assumed. And as he went to take the ball, he's actually knocked it on, and there's a line drop out to start the action.
We went to a fight, and the football game's about to break out.
Knock the ball. But you're the one that's coming with the first push here. Goal line.
Well, that's the referee. He's getting Drew Altram, and it was the big 17, Moana-Mason, who a fair bit of pushing and shoving on the fullback, and that breeze is extremely strong. The dropout really struggling to reach the 30-metre line, and we saw the first kick of the game, which was from halfway, almost going dead from the start. But anyway, here they go. It's Maitland who've got the ball about 25 out in their own goal line as Ellis gets it away, and it goes to Moran, and he passes the ball, and taking it up is the second rower across there in Metcalf. He'll play the ball about 25 metres out from the Western Suburbs line. The dummy half originally was the fullback, and then the hooker pushed him out of the road as they moved the ball across to the left side of the field, and they bustled forward very strongly. And they're going to play the ball about 13 metres out now from the Western Suburbs line. Metre in from touch as Ellis gets it across, and it goes through the hands. It goes from Porter, and they move the ball to within 10 metres of the goal line. West having to defend stoically in the first set of the game after knocking it on from the kick-off in the in-goal area. Last play, it goes to Porter, a long ball, and the ball goes through the hands, and then it finished up in the hands over there of the second rower in Peyton. Ball is going to be held up, and the referee's going to award a handover 10 metres out from the Western Suburbs goal line, almost in front of the post. And I just got the feeling there that the Maitland fellas didn't quite realise that was the last play.
Well, you'd take that, as a conclusion, wouldn't you? To die 10 metres out and not put any kind of threat to your opponents, just die in possession of the ball is pretty poor end of a set. And now it's Western Suburbs having to work it out from their own end. And Thurston, the hooker, has got an enormous amount of talent, offloads to McBain. McBain has tackled about 22 metres out from his own goal line. As West for the first time, they certainly had to withstand some opening pressure and bring it up. The big prop forward, Garbutt, takes it out to the middle of his own 30. Maitland having the use of this very strong breeze in the first half as the ball goes to the left side of the field, and they move the ball back towards their own 40-metre line as West will get up and play the ball, and again it's Thurston. He gets the pass away. It comes away then to the 5'8", and kicking downfield is Davis. He puts it high in the air. It's not going to be an easy one to take because it was hanging in the breeze and not comfortably able to get underneath it over there was Delapena, but he made a pretty good fist of it in the end as that ball was dying as it got to him, and the left winger plays the ball just near the halfway line as Maitland bring the ball back towards the centre of the park. Well, I talked about the kickers having to be very careful about how they weight the ball, but when you think about it too today, in such blustery conditions, the blokes catching the ball are going to have their work cut out, getting under them and accurately judging them. Craig?
Well, unless there's a penalty or a clean break, West's in this first half that will be the best result they get on the end of a set, to the 40-metre line, 30-metre line of Maitland. That's the only way they'll get down there. That's a very, very strong breeze that's favouring Maitland in this first half.
Gee, that looked to be a forward pass, and the next one was even forward, I thought, as Porter burst into a hole. He's almost away to Maitland 5'8", and he's put down about 5 or 6 metres out on the goal line. We're on a terrible angle, I must admit, as Ellis goes from dummy half. The ball comes away. Long cut-out pass. This should be a try. And going into score.
Forward pass.
Gee, I thought the one over here was forward, Warren.
I thought the pass to make the break was forward, and then the pass once the break was made was forward. Well, so we're probably we're not on the best of angles to judge that. But anyway, that one was picked up. Forward pass, no try.
And of course, now making a bust and making a good fist of it too is Shane Antilla, enjoying his 21st birthday by playing in a grand final.
That was blown forward. That was not thrown forward. That was such a long ball there from the Maitland halfback, Moran, that actually blew forward. I think that's why they've been pinged there.
Yeah.
and really
Gavin Quinn, the centre, who went in and scored, but called back.
Now, the Western Suburbs side making some progress down the centre of the park and bring it up as Clarke. This is Colin Clarke, one of two Clarke brothers in the side, and the ball's gone loose. And as a result, we're going to see a knock-on awarded against Western Suburbs. It's Maitland who are going to put the ball into the scrum, 45 metres out from West line. I think that's what he's ruled.
Well, yeah, he spilt that. There was a man underneath and one over the top, and it's been jolted out. It wasn't a strip. It was a legitimate drop from the Western Suburbs player. So Maitland in good position here, centre field scrum, and they're about 40 out. Here they go. They've gone right side.
And they've gone to the right side of the field. It looked like Randall, the centre, who took it away that short side. He's going to play the ball, which he does, and plays it to the winger, the right winger, Jenkins, and Jenkins will play the ball about 30 metres out now from the Western Suburbs line, over on that eastern side of the field. Ellis, the dummy half, he fires a pass, and it comes now to the big fellow, Withyman, and he takes the ball to within 23 metres of the Western Suburbs goal line. 0-0 between Maitland and Western Suburbs here in the grand final at the Newcastle No.1 Sportsground. As almost going straight through again was Porter. He threw a little dummy, then a little jink, and he almost got past all the defenders. They come to the left side, and they take it up strongly, and taking it up very strongly is Metcalf, and Metcalf goes straight through and scores.
Well, that's tremendous pressure there from Maitland on Western Suburbs. The turnover, I suppose you'll go back to that, Warren, round about the 40-metre line where West turned the ball over, gave Maitland an opportunity. This Porter's dangerous for Maitland, the 5'8". He looks on song today, and that's a terrific try first up to for the Maitland Pickers.
Well, they went left side of the second row of Metcalf, number 12, and, well, he was just too strong. He charged into a couple of defenders and did a 360, bounced around and went again, and well, he's got rid of about 2 or 3 defenders in the first bump, and then just careered back inwards towards the goalpost and dived over for a very good try. Strong run from him.
Yeah, bounced out of Mark Farrar's tackle, but he wasn't the only one. There were a few others involved in the tackle.
There's a hyphenated name. Is it Daniel Williams-Metcalf?
Yeah, Daniel Williams-Metcalf, but
he's got a meat pie for his trouble.
Well, he made that big, strong bust a moment ago too, Warren. I wouldn't say he looks like Sikamanu, but he plays a bit like him, and he's built not quite unlike him.
No, it's probably fair to say Sikamanu looks like him.
Yeah, he would be a bit offended to happen to look like Sikamanu.
Well, I was meaning that he's built like the proverbial brick outhouse. 15 metres in
have
from
a couple
touch.
of Ks on him.
And here's Moran, first kick of the afternoon, and with the breeze he allows for it. It goes straight over the black dot, and the Pumpkin Pickers Maitland lead Western Suburbs by 6 points to 0. 7 minutes gone in the grand final here in Newcastle as we check in at the other venues, and let's firstly check in at the Davis Cup. Shannon Byrne.
Thanks, David. Yes, just over 1 hour and 15 minutes gone here. We're in the second set of the 5th and deciding rubber, and they are on serve in the second set. Warinka up 5-4 in the second set. They're just having a break. Hewitt will come out and serve to stay live in this, and Hewitt won the first set 6-4 in 37 minutes.
And in New South Wales Cup action this afternoon, Cronulla staged one of the most unbelievable comebacks in the history of the competition. Wentworthville led 30-6 at half-time, and Cronulla have come back and beaten them 36-34. Queensland Cup winner Manly lead Redcliffe 10-0, and in the cricket, Sri Lanka 2 for 189, and in the Rugby World Cup, Wales lead Samoa 17-10. That's with about 18 minutes to go. Maitland have the ball inside their own half. They won't be down there too often in this first stanza, you think, as Craig pointed out. The breeze very strong as the try scorer Metcalf works the ball back towards the halfway. He's about 20 metres in from touch and hiding behind the electrical box at the moment. Now they move the ball to the right, and Withyman takes it up to the halfway. He's going to play it about 20 metres in from touch on this western side of the field as they go back to the centre of the park, and Moran gets the pass away, and they're trying to find a little hole down the centre of the park. It's not there at the moment, leading 6-0 Maitland, and they're about 41 metres out from the Western Suburbs goal line. Ellis at dummy half. He throws the ball, and away it goes again, and up goes the bomb, and it's a high-testing bomb, and coming for the ball, and he's going to get nowhere near it. It bounces over the winger's head. It'll bounce in the end over the dead ball line, and the winger came for the ball, Shane Antilla, and when he got near it, he realised that it was going to come down 2 metres beyond where he thought it was going to come, but then when it bounced about 15 feet in the air, and then ran away with the wind and the speed, and easily beat them all over the dead ball line.
Well, I reckon that ball, when it was up in the air, I was watching it very closely. It's out in front of us here. I reckon it blew another 10 or 15 metres deeper than he planned to kick it. That's how far the bomb moved in the air on this breeze.
As the Western Suburbs work the ball, and they cut on the short side, and taking it up as the captain, Jermaine. He'll play the ball about 40 metres out from his own goal line. Maitland leads 6-0, but they have got the use of it, and basically a gale force breeze in this first half. Clarke, the prop forward, takes the ball to the halfway line, right in the centre of the field. Thurston goes from dummy half. He gets it away now to Garbutt, and Garbutt gets the ball. But they were going to move it quickly to the right side, and then picking the ball up and taking it ahead was Davis, who was then picked up and thrown into the ground just inside Maitland's half. Struggles to his feet, plays the ball. Thurston goes to the short side on the last play, and grubbering the ball along the ground is Murray, the halfback, and he finds touch about 10 metres out from Maitland's line, and basically probably that's as good as they could get at the end of that set.
Well, I think that's a good tactic for Western Suburbs in the first half, to punch the ball very, very low and hard. Don't even try to kick it higher. Well, of course, if you're right at their throat at the money end, you could put a very nasty bomb up. We just saw how far apart the catcher and the bomb actually were when that first one was hoisted by Maitland. But, just to make some progress downfield at the end of your set, the long, low drop punt, I think, is the go. And
Moran, further to that, I reckon tactics-wise from West, it underlines the value there. The less time played in the first half, football-wise for West, the better. The more walking towards set plays with that breeze in their face has got to be an advantage.
I'm just waiting for the first 40-20 attempt from Maitland. You'd think that would be forthcoming at some stage. That's if they don't get blown over the 40-metre line. That's probably the weight of the breeze behind them.
Towers gets up and plays the ball as they come to the left, and again Withyman, the big strong prop forward, he's already back to the 40 on tackle 4, so they might even be in a position to do it here, Warren. They might be over the 40.
Backwards to kick it. He's gone backwards to kick this one. He's having a Moran,
and he kicks it downfield, but he's not going to get past the winger over on the far side, Brian Clarke, and he gathers the ball up as the left winger for Western Suburbs and brings it back, and he bounces out of one tackle, but then 3 more come and he's put down 21 metres out from his own goal post. It's 6-0 in favour of Maitland over Western Suburbs as Penny goes for a little dart out of dummy half, and he's crushed. Big tackle, about 25 metres out. As he gets to his feet, plays the ball to Thurston, and Thurston offloads to Garbutt, and Garbutt goes straight down the centre. Good strong run from the prop forward, and he's tackled out towards his own 40 on the scrum line on this western side of the park. I'll go back to the centre of the field, and taking up strongly now is Dean McBain, and he's tackled almost on the halfway line. Long-rangey second rower for Western Suburbs as they again move the ball from dummy half. They got the ball over the halfway line. They'll play it. There's almost no dummy half there for a second. It was Thurston who dashed into dummy half. He decides to grubber it downfield, and back there is the fullback, and bringing it back as Osborn. And Osborn is going to be tackled about 30-odd metres out from his own goal line.
Dave, bit of a problem for Jade Porter, the 5'8" for Maitland. He's lost a contact lens and cannot see out of one eye. He may need to be replaced, so we'll keep an eye on that.
He'll be a referee one day with that.
That's only when you lose 2 contact lenses.
Then he becomes a linesman.
Now, Maitland moves the ball to the right side of the field, and gee, that's a good tackle as the ball quickly is transferred to the right winger, but gee, there was a big hit there as Moana-Mason brought it up, and then he was absolutely poleaxed as Maitland run the ball back to the halfway line, and they seem to have settled down a bit more now, Western Suburbs, despite the fact they're playing into this breeze, as Maitland work the ball again towards that eastern touchline, and they're going to be playing the ball towards the end of the tackle count again, but they struggle and push and shove, and it comes to Ellis, and he gets it away to Moran. Moran in turn gets it away down to Porter, and Porter pumps it high in the air again, and Penny backpedaling, does wonderfully well. Got himself into a good position to take it on the full, and then runs it back to his own 20.
He's done well there. They're really going to use this breeze. That was very, very high, and he did well. He backpedaled. He could see it coming further as he was under it. He had to backpedal a little bit. He judged it very, very well.
On a day like today, with this breeze, I know you always say, and it's true, don't let the ball bounce, but when a bomb like that goes up with this breeze behind it, I reckon you can nearly back yourself. It's only going to go one place. After it bounces, it's going to go dead.
Especially considering the ground's so hard and runs towards the edges, Craig, being a cricket field.
Well, it was a great take, but I think the margin today on catching those is going to be low. It's right. and you knock that on, you're really under the pump.
Clarke, the prop forward, takes it up, and they move the ball to the left side, and Murray is going to kick towards the touchline over on that eastern side. It goes straight down the throat of the fullback, Osborn, who brings it back, and the Maitland fullback will play the ball about 30 metres out from his own goal line, 20 in from touch, over on the eastern side of the park. 13 minutes gone, and Maitland lead by 6 points to 0, and now we're going to see a penalty.
I think it's a high shot.
Yeah, the linesman's in too.
One of the Maitland boys in real trouble here. He's been hit high. See if we can tune in on the sideline officials report.
Dylan Jenkins, he's been coating it. And,
I don't need that.
And he's lost possession, but it's going to be a penalty.
Just a penalty.
Just a penalty. Hey,
just a penalty.
We play it tough up here.
I think it was the halfback that got him. I think Brad Murray was the one.
Yeah, the bloke, Jenkins, I don't think he thinks it's just a penalty.
No. He's not well, is he?
No.
In fact, he's not very well at all.
He's still on the ground. He's not lying there for pretense. He's genuinely hurt.
Wales leads tomorrow in the Rugby World Cup with 7 minutes to go, 17-10 in the New South Wales Cup. An amazing comeback by Cronulla when he beat Wentworthville 36-34. Wynnum Manly lead Redcliffe 16-0 in the Queensland Cup. Sri Lanka 2 for 194. And we'll go to Richard Swenson the next time we go round. And in fact, we've even got time to go to Shannon Byrne at the moment. Shannon.
Yes, thanks, David. Well, Wawrinka has just won the second set 6-4 in 39 minutes. So Hewitt, after winning the first set 6-4, has gone down in the second 4-6. Wawrinka is on serve in the third, and it's 15-all in the first game.
And the young winger, Dylan Jenkins, up to his feet. But Richard Swenson, what an unbelievable performance by Cronulla in the first game.
Yes, David. Well, they've done it 2 weeks in a row. Last week against North Sydney down at Shark Park, they trailed 20 points to 6 and ran out 28-20 winners. This afternoon, they trailed 30-6 at half-time, then 34-24. But they scored 2 late tries to win the game, 36-34. Currently 11 minutes of play gone in the second semi-final. 0-0 between Newtown and North Sydney. And David, after 5 o'clock, we'll hear how Cronulla did it from their coach, Tony Herman.
And now, here we go, Maitland, as they've got the ball after the penalty, and they take the ball back to within 30 metres of the Western Suburbs line. And the big fella, Withyman, will get up and play the ball, and they'll send the ball to the left, and they do, as it comes across to this side of the field. And Metcalf again, he gets out of 1, gets out of 2, offers the ball up and take it up as Quinn, and Quinn runs away from a couple of defenders. Then he straightens up, and he's still going as Quinn, and he's going to be tackled about 20 metres out from the Western Suburbs goalpost. Maitland needs 6-0 after 14 minutes of play in the grand final. Ellis bursts out a dummy half. He offers it up to Moran, and in the centre of the park, he flips a pass back on the inside to the fullback Osborn, who knocked it on within the shadows of the goal line, and Western Suburbs off the hook again, and they'll get a scrum feed about 13 metres out from their own goal.
Yeah, a little set piece there, but it came unstuck with that knock on by Osborn, the fullback, who chimed in. The dummy half went right from the play of the ball and turned it back inside and came back to the middle of the ruck, but Osborn put it down. So West off the hook momentarily. They're 10 out from their line right in the middle of the field though, but they've got to put in and head the Western Suburbs boys.
Dave, terrific crowd here.
Wait a minute, how does that work?
Well, the ball was actually fed in by Maitland. I'm not sure how that came out. And running across field is Randall, and Randall's got round a couple of defenders, and I think he's gone in and scored.
How's Maitland going to put it?
Well, that's a very good question, but the end result's a try.
Maitland knock it on, and they give Maitland the put-in.
Well, that is astonishing.
Well, I'll be blowed. New rules up here, Craig.
Well, he must have, unless the hand came out and flicked it, of course, into Osborn Warren, which we didn't see. That's the only thing I can think of, is that a Western Suburbs hand actually
that might have been it. Yeah, it might have been when it was passed to Osborn. It's been knocked forward into his chest, and he knocked it on. But it was knocked on prior by a Western Suburbs player. Does he get it down? He does. And it's been awarded.
So Randall, the try scorer. It's now 10-0. And Moran going to have the shot at goal. He's over towards that eastern touch line. A few metres in. About 5 metres in from touch. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, Warren.
No, I was surprised to see the Maitland blokes get the put in there, but it was pretty soft defence from the Western Suburbs boys. At right centre, Daniel Randall just ran on an angle and made good his ground over in the right corner. And let's have a look. He's over near the sideline, isn't it? He's in about 3 metres from touch on the right-hand side. This will be a hard one with this wind too, to be able to straighten it up to gauge this one.
Especially being the right foot kicker.
You'd think it's aim this one at the far post and hope the wind blows it through.
Well, here he comes. Here's the kick. It looks fantastic off the boot because it is.
Done it.
What a magnificent conversion from Moran. And all of a sudden, Maitland, the defending premiers, the pumpkin pickers, lead by 12 points to 0. 23 minutes to go in the first half as we go round the grounds and firstly the Davis Cup with Shannon Byrne.
Yes, thanks, David. And Leighton Hewitt, after winning the first set, has gone down in the second set 4-6. And Wawrinka has just held a very tough service game to lead in the third set. First game, 1-love, Hewitt on serve.
Richard Swenson at the New South Wales Cup.
Yeah, Brad Takarangi's just gone in for the first try of the afternoon in the second semi-final. 14 minutes of play gone, and Newtown 4 lead North Sydney 0.
Queensland Cup winner Manly leads 16-0 over Redcliffe in the cricket. Sri Lanka 2 for 198. Wales beat Samoa in the Rugby World Cup 17-10. Penalty to Maitland, and they've found touch right in front of Craig Hamilton.
Well, West haven't had a chance to play yet. They've just been hammered territorially and also in possession, I would say, on the stats. Maitland had all the ball. They've just got another penalty. We won't. I don't think we'll see what West have got up their sleeve till the second half when they've got this breeze.
And they're notorious at coming home late, they, Craig. That's one of the features of the way they play.
Oh, they're an 80-minute side, Western Suburbs, but obviously there's concerns. They're down by 12, and Maitland look pretty sharp.
Ellis at dummy half as he sends it back to the left side of the field, and bringing it up strongly now is Payton, and Payton's tackled about 25 metres out and are on this scrum line, western side of the field as they go from one side to the other. Moran has it. He sends the pass, away it goes, and here's Metcalf again. No, it's not Metcalf. It's trying to work out who got that pass on the far side of the field as he doubled around the hooker. In fact, I think it's one of the replacements who's just come on. They're first of the interchanges. The ball comes back to the centre to Porter, and Porter puts a little soft kick over the top, but it didn't quite get over the top, and the Western Suburbs have managed to pluck it out of the air and come up with possession through Farrar, and then the ball is played, and Ale goes for a run out of dummy half as he goes one way, then straightens up, and he'll play the ball about 25, 26 metres out from his own goal line. And Porter there, worried about that breeze, Warren. Just tried to soften that kick up.
Soften it up, and it was caught by the bloke right in front of him, so he softened it up very much.
Here they go through Clarke, and Clarke, the prop forward, takes the ball back to the halfway for Western Suburbs, and he'll play the ball almost in the centre of that cricket pitch as they come to the right side of the field, and a replacement out there now for the Western Suburbs side in Ben Hopper, and he's going to play it right almost in the centre of the cricket pitch. Well, that's what it looks like from here. Plays the ball to Thurston, and away it goes now to the 5'8", and Davies decides to put left boot the ball. He kicks it away from the winger, and it bounces awkwardly, but picking it up is Delapena, and he runs it back into the field of play. He had to go all the way back to his goal line. He'll play the ball about 10 metres out from his own goal post.
Well, here's West's chance. They've got Maitland pinned. They've just got to defend very well here.
Yeah, the trouble is a kick at the end of it, Craig. You go 80 metres.
True, very true.
Anyway, the young winger that copped the head high, Jenkins, has gone for a gallop. He feels a bit better now. Also going out for a run as the try scorer, Randall. He's going to play the ball about 10 metres in from touch and 30 out from his own goal line on that far side of the park here at Maitland as they skirt the short side and make a pretty good fist of it through the fullback in Osborn as he runs the ball back towards the halfway. Still 10 in from touch, and they'll send the ball back the open side as they send it across to one of the replacements, and they're going to play the ball. In fact, it's Towers who's got the ball. He's going to play the ball right in the halfway line. Last play for Maitland, and this was a penalty for a strip.
Oh, their last play.
Gee, that's a coach killer.
Well, they've squeezed every metre out, and then they get the penalty. It's 3 penalties to 0 now.
The West are saying it's not a strip, of course, and Maitland were appealing for the strip. So
if this came down to a 2-point gun, look at that kick. Great. If this came down to a 2-point ball game to decide it, the penalty goal from halfway would be on today.
Well, it is, isn't it? Anyway, Maitland, they've got the penalty. They've lost the ball again here. This is going to be another strip. This will be another penalty for a strip, I think. No. The referee's talking to Thurston, and the 17's he's going to call the captain out.
All right.
There's a strip.
Ailes being called out.
3 in the tackle.
The number 9 strip that, I think.
We've got a strip. We've got a second here. Straight up. All right. That's 4. Don't need you here. That's 4 penalties against you guys. When you're on... Yeah, you've done all the tackling. That's right. You haven't had the ball. But we're still standing here with a penalty for a strip. Clean it up.
We've done all the tackling, so we should be able to break the rules.
So the ref says, yeah, and you'll continue to do all the tackling. If you keep doing all the stripping, you'll continue to do all the tackling.
Oh, that's your best today.
Ball goes to the right, and as it goes to Moran, and he cuts out one, and they take the ball ahead strongly here again, Maitland. They've got to within 5 metres of the goal line, and they'll play the ball. and the ball comes back the open side. A little bit of pushing and shoving after the man was tackled, and the short ball comes to Towers, and he's going to play it about 8 or 9 metres out on the goal line, up the Western Suburbs end of the field, and about 15 to 20 metres in from touch. Metcalf plays it. Ellis decides to go on his own. He'll tell you what, he threw a couple of dummies, then he bowls it out the back door, literally bowled it along the ground, and Maitland has still got it, and they're going to play it 5 metres out on the goal line, about 20 metres in from touch. Ellis at dummy half. He decides to go. He dummied to the short side. Then he went the open side to Moran. Moran keeps it alive, and away it goes on the far side to Towers. Towers puts a grubbing kick in. Penny's back there. Can he get back in the field and play? No, he can't. He's rounded up, and he's going to see play restart with a line drop out.
Oh, good play. Good play, Maitland.
I don't know how he kept it in goal. He got a generous bounce there on that grubber, and it's hung momentarily in the air on the bounce. If any time lapsed after that, it would have run dead, but it was he had to gather that in then. Just trying to think who it was.
Penny was the fullback.
Penny, the fullback, gathered it in, Joel Penny, and he was never going to get out to the field to play. There were plenty of black jumpers there to swamp him. But he was a bit stiff, really, that the grubber took a pop bounce. If it had run, full steam ahead, it would have gone dead easily.
The dropout is a grubbing side of dropout to make it a little bit harder for Maitland and perhaps to take the breeze out of it. And they've got the ball, the pumpkin pickers, about 28 metres out in the Western Suburbs goal line as Withyman, the big prop forward, takes it ahead, and a good strong run from him too. Gee, that is a good run. He's going to be playing at about 23, 24 metres out. Eventually he'll get tackled. But he's going to play it 10 in from touch. He plays it to Ellis, and Ellis skirts out a dummy half. He fires a pass, and it goes through the hands. It goes to Porter, and Porter put a little jink and almost went straight through. He's tackled close to the goal line. He plays it to Ellis. Ellis fires the ball out to Moran. Moran got a pass away on the outside, and it's another try. And it's another try to the Maitland side. And taking through and scoring is Vern Moana-Mason, the big number 17 who started the game, and it's now 16-0 with a kick to come.
Oh, that's tremendous. The goal line attack from Maitland's been very good today, very dangerous. And West has taken a lot of petrol out of them trying to defend this, and at the moment they can't defend it.
Well, it was a very good line that he ran there, Mason, the big fella. He came off, the dummy half, the number 9, threw the ball from the ground. Peter Ellis threw it from the ground, and it was, I think it was Moran, the Michael Moran, the number 7, who just took the ball to the line and popped the ball nicely in the hole, and the big fella, the big number 17, Vern Moana-Mason, hit it at speed outside in, and he was tackled outside in by a defender, but not strongly enough. He's such a big fella on the burst. It was a crash over try, and they just couldn't arrest him. He just burst into the in-goal area, and he had a couple in attendance, one from inside out and the outside in bloke. They both had him, but he was too big and strong, and he had really no metres to cover once he caught the ball. Moran had so effectively taken the play into the hit line and popped it sweetly into the hole, and he ran a good line onto it and crashed over. So it was a very good try from Maitland, that one.
And pretty adjacent to the uprights too. If he's kicked the harder ones, he'd find this quite simple, I would think, to make it 18-0. 16 to go in the first half. I wonder how many points this breeze is worth.
Well, I was just talking about that with Neil Baker, who's the sideline eye here for NBN TV. He thinks an 18-point breeze at least.
Well, he's right so far.
Well, there's the kick from Moran because it's 18 points to 0.
Oh, very good, Warren. Gee, Vaudeville is not dead, but it is on life support.
In the cricket, Sri Lanka 3 for 198. Joe Warden of the batsman out, caught by Haddon off the bowling of Watson for 51. Let's check in with what's happening elsewhere. Firstly, as they try a short kick-off here, and they've got the ball back, Western Suburbs. Let's go to the Davis Cup and Shannon Bird.
We're 1 hour and 34 minutes into the match, the fifth and deciding rubber. One set apiece in the third set. There, Wawrinka is up 2-1, and Hewitt is serving at 30 all.
And the New South Wales Cup, Richard Swenson.
Yes, Blake Judd's just gone in for the opening try for the Bears this afternoon. Matt Mundine with the conversion attempt from out wide. 17.5 left to play in the first half. It's 4 all, Newtown and North Sydney.
I've got the completion rate here at 13 for Maitland and 4 for Western Suburbs. Both sides have made 2 errors, so that'll give you...
They've got a penalty here.
Oh, Western got a penalty.
Well, they got the ball from a short kick-off, Warren. They did well. They got that. They've taken the ball. Jermaine Ailes gone within a metre or two of scoring a try here.
Well, I listed the short kick-off as a Maitland error, so... that was recorded on my sheet here. But here's a chance. First time they've raided at the money end. West, we'll see what they're all about.
And here's Gus Brown taking it ahead, and he's going to play it close to the goal line. Thurston throws a dummy. He goes on his own. Offers it up to another one of the replacements. That's Ben Hopper. And he's going to play it almost on the goal line. Maitland defending at the moment for really the first time in the game as they switch the ball away to Penny, and Joel Penny tries to get through. He's going to be put down. In fact, he's pushed back. He'll play the ball about 13 metres out on the goal line. Struggles to his feet. He plays it. It comes from the hooker. He gets the ball away to Farrar, and Farrar charges the line. And he's going to play it metre or so out from the goal line. Maitland's into the field. Western Suburbs on the attack really for the first time in the game as the ball is spread to the left, and away it goes then. A little grubber kick into the in-goal area from Davis. Who's going to get to the ball first? In fact, Randall's back there, and Randall, the Maitland centre, is thrown over the dead ball line, and play will restart with a line dropout. And this will be interesting to see how far they can kick it on the fly from a dropout with the wind, Warren.
Oh, I fancy they went a bit early on that kick.
I think there's one play to go.
I think
Warren.
there was a play up their sleeve there. I think they should have taken that to the line. The number 6 should have taken that into the line and put a runner. They could have done the same thing back to Maitland there. They could have done a crash over try after 5'8". The number
Davis.
Yeah, the number 6 for.
I think you're right. They went play.
Adrian Davis should have put his runner through there, I thought. There was
Don't let it bounce this time, boys.
Look at this.
It's got 60 metres, the dropout.
Well, Penny now got the ball. It's dropped just over the halfway line.
They didn't want that try line badly enough then, Wes.
Now taking it up. And this is young Woolford, James Woolford, who is related to Simon. And he's going to play the ball 30 metres out on the goal line as the ball comes to Hopper, and Hopper goes straight down the centre of the park. He'll play the ball. Probably the most awkward position on the ground for us, Warren. We can't see it because of this electrical box. Here's Thurston making a dart.
There's a beautiful screen there.
Oh, is it what? Just what I'm watching?
Call it off that.
Thurston was is one of the better players in the Western Suburbs lineup. Another grubber kick and getting the ball brilliantly and doing a nice 360 was Jenkins. He got out of trouble, loses the ball. Ball goes backwards, and who's back there to clean it up? But the big prop forward, and the ball is going to be a knock on. He's found a knock on the referee.
Yeah, well, the West bloke dropped it. He did a one-on-one strip, and he was going to score a try, and he dropped it.
Yep.
Have a look at this. It's a one-on-one strip. It's on the replay.
Which is
the number 7, quite legitimate, a one-on-one strip. The number 7, Western Suburbs, Bradley Murray, and in reaching out, trying to score the try, he drops the ball.
I think he had it reefed out of his arms, Warren.
Did he?
Yeah. I think that
one-on-one?
Tit for tat, yeah. I think it was quite legal, but because he lost it forward, I would presume the knock-ons against Murray.
Well, they've had 2 real shots at Maitland in the last couple of minutes, Western Suburbs. They've come up with nothing both times, and they've turned another ball over. They went with a little grubber, and I'm sure it was play 4, Warren. They went early, and now they've made a mistake. Murray's dropped the ball and going for a try. So, look, any points that West can score in this first half will be gold.
As they bring the ball back, Maitland, and they've got it about 15, make it 20 metres out on their own goal line. And on the scrum line, there's western side of the field as they go back to the centre of the park. Gee, there's a heavy tackle. And Maitland will play the ball right in the centre of the... in front of their own goal post, about 25 metres out. Maitland lead by 18 points to 0 as another crashing run down the centre of the park comes to an end. Delapena, the winger, plays the ball. Now they send it back to the left side. Now here's another kick. Attempt at 40-20, but it's not going to get anywhere near the 20-metre line. And it's gathered in on the far side by Clarke, the winger. That's Brian Clarke, who runs the ball back.
A strong tackle.
Yeah, well, you think that they'd learn one. They obviously don't play on the cricket pitch too often. He ran straight back to the cricket pitch and said, just dump me on this hard ground.
So you think if they played on this ground, the wingers would stick strictly to the edge of the field, wouldn't they? When in doubt, run out.
Abai, who's out on the park now, plays the ball, and they send it away and take it up. This is the other prop forward, Garbutt, and a good strong run from Garbutt. He's going to play the ball within the about 20 metres out from the opposition's goal line as they come back Western Suburbs to the right side. Penny gets it away to Ale. Ale bursts through, almost got away. He's put down 15 metres out on the goal line as they run out of tackles here. Last play, Thurston comes to the right. He puts a grubber kick in, brilliantly fielded there by Porter. Put him in first slip. That was a great catch. A reflex catch by Porter, the 5'8" for Maitland, who saves the day for his side.
Yeah, close range. He's done well there. He juggled it once behind him, but kept it off the ground and regathered it. So it was very well done. As Maitland now trying to clear the ball away from their own end of the field.
Polio taking it up, long hair, plays the ball, and they come back towards the centre of the field. And you can see them look and think, gee, that cricket pitch is looming. I'll try and get round that. Still 2 tackles left in this set. Ellis at dummy half.
There's a few tricks associated with playing on a cricket pitch. One of them is never to be tackled on it. You make sure you pass the ball.
And here's a high kick towards the end of the tackle count. It's coming down towards the winger who drops it, running across field, Shane Antilla. And he was never, ever going to catch that on the full. And he should have perhaps just made sure that he faced the opposite, his own goal line, Warren, to make sure that if he did drop it, he dropped it backwards. There was no pressure on him except the fact that the ball was swirling around in the breeze.
Yeah, he didn't look like he had a lot of an idea about how to handle that one, did he? You're right. They should rotate the body fully and make sure they drop it backwards if they're going to drop it at all.
Well, it's certainly given Maitland a great opportunity to see whether it's a 24-point breeze at half-time.
We're about to find out, aren't we, what sort of a breeze it really is.
And we won't know till the end of the second half, probably.
It's only worth 18 up to this point anyway, so we've got a bit to go to half-time.
And here's Randall, one of the try scorers, going for a little jinky run on the far side of the field. He almost got through again. He's only 15 metres out. He'll play the ball. Ellis goes the one way, then he goes back the other. He comes back to the centre of the park, and they're going to play the ball about 8 metres out on the goal line. They're on the attack again here, and they go from dummy half. It's Moran. Moran throws a dummy, throws another dummy. Got a pass away out the back. Polio went without it. Picking it up as Porter. The ball's loose. It's gone loose on the ground. And I think it's going to be a knock-on. It's a knock-on against Western Suburbs, I think you'll find, because falling on the loose ball over there was Atby, but I think he knocked it out of the Maitland player's hands, and that's what the referees ruled. Scrum feed to Maitland, 10 metres out in the goalpost, Western Suburbs end of the field.
They can't take a trick at the moment, Wests.
No. And you would think that there's a try in the offing here. Look at this. This is probably about as dangerous as it gets. Midfield scrum.
No, he wants to put ball in.
10 out for the attacking side, not the defensive side.
Ball. Wait, Mick. Ball.
Yeah, you've got to have a ball.
Yeah, he's got the ball now. They come the open side. It comes to Porter, and Porter tries to go through on his own. He's tackled 8 metres out from Western Suburbs line, centre of the park. Ellis, the dummy half, he sends it back to the right, and it goes away, and taken up as the big second rower. And Payton is tackled about 5 metres out now from the Western Suburbs goalpost. Struggles to his feet. He plays it. They go to the right, and it's a little double pump, and the ball finishes up through Towers' hands and went out to Randall, and Randall's put down 10 metres out in the goal line. Struggles to play it quickly. Got away with it. Wasn't a great play the ball, and taken up as Towers, and Towers gets away from one defender. Tries to force his way over. He's tackled late in the tackle count. I think they've still got 2 to go in this set as the ball comes to Ellis, open side. It comes to Moran. Long pass goes to Porter. Porter throws a dummy. Good tackle from Farrar, puts him down about 15 or 16 metres out in the goalpost. Last play coming up for Maitland. Out of dummy half. It goes to Ellis. He gets it away now to Polio. A long pass goes to Randall. Randall has a crack on his own. He's there. He's in for his second. Big jink off the right foot. The referee though. Oh, I'm not sure. I think the referee's held. I think the referee's
the ground. No, absolutely not.
The referee said held up. Well, you heard Randall's reaction. You're kidding.
Yeah. Well, it's a big long harbour bridge to the right centre, Randall, and he shows a bit of footwork, and I think he got it down short of the line, but then was rolled up onto his back. So
I think it's a good decision.
Yeah, good decision
from the ref, don't you? I think he's right.
I think he got it right.
I think Randall thought that he grounded the ball in the in-goal area.
And he does not have the benefit of video ref here today. I think that's a tremendous decision.
Well, we've seen it on replay. He was short and rolled up onto his back. So.
He certainly grounded the ball, but wasn't where you needed to ground it, Warren, to score.
That's right. He was just a bit short, and by the time he had the ball over the line, he was on his back, being held up. So we've got Western Suburbs in possession up over the 40-metre line towards halfway.
They've got the ball in the centre of the halfway at the moment, and they've only got 5 minutes to go in this first half, and this strong breeze is still there. Not quite as strong, perhaps, as it was at the start of the game. A long ball comes out to Jermaine, but it's certainly going to be there in the second half, as a ball is fed now to the winger who dropped it a moment ago, Antilla, and he comes back against the grain, and he's going to be asked to play it about 20 metres in from touch, and about 40 metres out on the opposition goal line. Last play, up goes the kick from Davis. It'll come down. Oh, it's coming down towards the goal line, and taking it well was the fullback, because that ball was hanging in the breeze, and he really had to charge at that and commit himself, and even then you're still the odds to knock it on, because the pressure was coming from the Western Suburbs side, and the Maitland fullback did a good job there, because that ball was dropping on him, and he had to commit himself, and if he'd knocked that on, West would have had a great opportunity to perhaps even open their scoring. They moved the ball to the right, Maitland, and they've got the ball back towards the 40-metre line. In fact, they've knocked it on. Well,
here's a crack for West as we closing in on half-time. West are going to get a shot here from about 20 or 30 out. I'll just try and pick up the line that they're on.
About 35 out.
35 out, yeah. So it's one of the few chances they've had in this first half. I think this will be their third chance. They've only completed 9 as opposed to 16 by Maitland. Maitland enjoy a 4-1 penalty count.
As funny as this might sound, I think if West go in at 18-0 down, they will be taught. They'll have a very upbeat dressing room.
Yeah, well, it would be terrific from their point of view if they could post some points in this set. The first play's been tackled midfield, and there's Penny out of fullback going.
He goes
out of dummy half, I should say.
Well, Joel Penny, and then he's being pushed and carted and danced with, and eventually the referee will probably call Hills. He had two props and someone else in there as well, and they were spinning him around. Thurston gets the ball away. It goes to Davis, on to Garbutt. Gee, he's played strongly when he's had the ball in his hands, and he's taking the ball within the shadows of the goal line. They've got a chance here, Western Suburbs. The ball comes now to Thurston. He goes back to the left to Davis. Davis gets it away to Murray. Murray gets it away just for a moment. I thought the big second row of McBain was going to get through. Now they go back to the left. Here goes Murray again. He got a pass away and going hard and strongly for the line. Foster the centre. He's put down. I think he's lost the ball. He's lost the ball, says the referee. And that's about as close as they've gone to scoring a point in the first half, Western Suburbs. 3 minutes to go on the clock till half-time, and Maitland lead by 18 points to 0, but have had the use of a very strong breeze at their backs in the first half.
They've made some more mistakes, Western Suburbs, haven't they, Warren, with the ball? Just through my eyes, anyway.
5 now. They've made 5 errors, 4 by Maitland. But Maitland have had so much ball... so much more ball, you sort of don't notice that they have, made any errors. But it just looks like all Western Suburbs errors out there. But it's 5-4, and I think it's an 18-point win. I think the vote was right.
Well, you're 3 minutes away from being a genius.
Maitland bring the ball back.
I saw someone here near me write down it's a 25-point win, and I thought, I wonder how he gets the 5.
They'll kick a field goal, Warren. Make it 25-24 at the end of the day. Ball goes to the right, and they bring it up, and this fella's had a strong first half too. Adam Withyman, the big prop forward for the Pumpkin Pickers, as he brings the ball out to his own 30, plays it on the eastern scrum line as Maitland work the ball back towards the centre of the park, but the Western Suburbs defence is there. Last tackle against Maitland.
Dave, have a look where Joel Penny is, the Western Suburbs fullback.
Yeah, I'll be kicking to the right winger. And that's exactly where they're kicking too. And he's done it again. Would you believe? Now the ball's gone loose. Maitland have a chance, but the referee's going to ping Maitland for being offside. Well, Shane Antilla came for the ball, and for the second time in as many bombs he spilled it, but the Maitland players who were there were ruled offside by the referee, and so they're off the hook, Western Suburbs, and they'll kick for touch and probably just get a bit of time to play out the last set before half-time and going only 18-0 down. Well, they might score, mightn't they? As the ball comes across and taken up as Clarke, and the bruising run from Clarke sees him go over the halfway line. That's the prop forward, Clarke. Colin Clarke, and they move the ball to left as it comes across now to the centre three-quarter in Foster, and Foster is tackled and a penalty.
Yeah, that's a two-man strip, I'd reckon.
Well, there's 40 seconds left in the first half, so it'll be 18-0 at half-time unless Western Suburbs score in this set.
It's sort of even the penalty count up very rapidly there. It's 4-3 now. They've a couple of quick penalties to take them up the field, but can they do anything with it? They can go close, but they just can't seem to get over the try line. Maitland pretty fresh, really, having had all the ball. When put under pressure, Maitland at the try line have been very good.
McBain will get up and play it. He'll play it 10 metres out. They come back to this side. It goes to Murray. On it goes to Davis. Davis throws the dummy. He goes on his own. Goes back to the short side. He's still going as Davis. He decides to go on his own, but the defence wasn't going to open up, and he's tackled 9 metres out. Last play of the first half, I would reckon, coming up as Thurston throws a dummy. He gets it away to Murray. Murray decides to put a grubber kick in that's well read and well picked up by the fullback, Osborn, and that'll be just about all she wrote for the first half, as the siren should go, and that should be enough for the first half, and it is. It's 18-0 at half-time. Is the breeze worth 18 points? Well, we'll find out in the second half. Tries to Daniel Randall, Daniel Williams-Metcalf, and third Moana-Mason for Maitland. All three of them converted by the halfback Michael Moran. Maitland 18 lead Western Suburbs 0.
1-1 with Newcastle. And finally, big result in the championship. Derby County beat Nottingham Forest despite playing for nearly 89 minutes with 10 men after their goalkeeper was sent off. So big result there from the East Midlands Derby.
The ABC is seeking 4 new members for the ABC Advisory Council. The council meets 3 times a year and contributes ideas and feedback to the ABC board and management about ABC television, radio and online. Members are appointed as individuals rather than representatives of groups. And you join the council from January 2012. If you're interested and able to devote the time necessary to watch, listen and interact, then call 1800 628 250.
Yeah, I've just come from the hospital this morning.
You're with Grandstand.
David Morrow and the Grandstand Rugby League team, broadcasting live from Newcastle's #1 Sports Oval for the Newcastle Rugby League Grand Final.
And welcome back to the Newcastle #1 Sportsground. And we've just seen the opening set in the second half, and the Western Suburbs have the ball as Joel Penny plays at about 20 metres out from his own goal line. Going for a gallop out of dummy half is Antilla, the winger, who's had a first half that he'd probably like to forget. And are we going to see this breeze play a part in the second half? It seems to have sprung up again too. It looked as if it had, or felt as if it had died a fraction just before half time. But certainly it's back to the strength it was at the beginning of the game as Western Suburbs worked the ball back towards the halfway line. An interesting thing about the first half, we didn't see 140-20. And I'm certain that Barney Miller would have asked his charges to have a crack at a few in the second half. And he's picked up and he's heavily speared into the ground. And this is a penalty to Western Suburbs. Was it what, Craig?
Well, it's interesting. There's hardly any reaction from the players. But you've got to that is a spear tackle. That's a genuine spear tackle.
Oh, and then he's had another crack. It was picked up by Jade Porter. He's the one that speared him. And then he decided to give it the big fella Garbutt another go. Anyway, what it's done is give Western Suburbs a great opportunity to score their first points because they've gone on the attack and they're only 20 metres out now from Maitland's line. As the ball goes to the left, he's okay, the big fella. As the ball comes to Murray, plays the short man, and charging onto the ball there was the second row McBain. He'll play the ball about 15 metres out from Maitland's line. Maitland lead 18 points to 0 as they take the ball up through Clarke, and Clarke gets the ball away. And they're going to play the ball close to the goal line here. They're not far away here, Western Suburbs, as Garbutt plays the ball. Thurston at dummy half. Clarke goes straight and hard. The big prop forward can't get it down. He's held up about a blade of grass out from Maitland to scoring for the Western Suburbs side. He'll play the ball close to the goal line. Thurston, he sends the ball away. It goes to Davis, and Davis tries to get away from a couple. Tried to keep it alive, loses control of it, and Maitland come up with it and quickly move the ball to the left side of the field. And they're going to run out of room over there. He's going to go into touch. It's into touch. They flirted with the touchline, Maitland, on the eastern side of the field, and some good defence from Western Suburbs will give them another opportunity to go on the attack, but this time from 30 metres out, another blade of grass out.
Well, Davis, the 5'8" from Western Suburbs, was presented with a terrific angle gap then because the Maitland defender overran the play and put himself upstream of the ball, and Davis, in making his angle run, just couldn't find support early enough to get it away. It was a try in the making, minus the runner to come off Davis. He was left high and dry and lost the possession. Maitland got away up the left side, as you said, flirted with the touchline, and it's Western Suburbs from the scrum, and they're 30 out right now. Penny in possession, the fullback.
Joel Penny will play the ball on the scrum line, western side of the field. I'll get to Craig in a second. Is going from dummy half and making some ground here is Brian Clarke, and he's tackled 20 metres out from Maitland's line, almost in the centre of the park, as Thurston goes for a burst out of dummy half. He threw the dummy. They're not going to accept any of his dummies. Good tackle, puts him down 15 metres out. The ball comes back to the right side as it goes to Murray, and Murray holds it up. Then he puts the kick in. Coming quickly is Antilla, but he couldn't get there. He might have dived before. I think he dived too early.
You know what I think he tried to do? He tried to dive and trap the ball as it landed. To actually dive on it as it bounced on the ground.
They're kicking their chances away here, West.
Yeah,
why don't you run the ball? They're just trying to play pretty and try and score these spectacular tries through kicks. And they're blowing it at the moment with their tactics, in my view.
I agree with you entirely. And I think they did it at the other end when they were playing into the bruise in the first half. The few chances when they got there, I thought they blew them with very poor grubbers.
You got any news for us, Craig?
Yeah, I have. From the dressing rooms, Craig, Barney Miller. There's no lack of confidence in this Western Suburbs side. And if you can say that when you're down 18-0, you've definitely got a belief in your team. They know they're going to get field position in this second half. His message to his players was play some footy at them. They don't know what we've got yet, and I think he'd be very disappointed with that play option there. From the Maitland coach, Trevor Ott, he said, defence will win us this grand final from here. He said, we've just got to show a resolve in defence and just not let West cross our try line. Expect to see quite a bit of stuff out of dummy half from Maitland as well.
As Maitland moved the ball to the left, and this has been a good defensive set from Western Suburbs. They've kept Maitland inside their own half, and they've already used up the 6 tackles, and here's the kick, and it's a kick from Porter that might even, no, it bounces, takes an unbelievable bounce, but in the end, the winger on the far side, Antilla, managed to get across and bring it back, and that basically had a bit of Ashley Malinot spin on it. I'm not sure what it did, but gee, when it bounced, it almost blew back towards the kicker, and would you believe they've dropped the ball here, Western Suburbs? I thought they'd dropped the ball. Yes, they have. And the referee's going to put a scrum down, and Maitland are going to get another opportunity to put this game possibly even to bed if they score next. In the Rugby Union today, Wales defeated Samoa in the Rugby Union World Cup, and the Shoot Shield, University 14 lead Manly 13 at half-time. In the New South Wales Cup, Wentworthville went down after leading 30-6 at half-time. Cronulla won 36-34. Currently, North Sydney lead Newtown 12-10. Full-time in the Queensland Cup, Win and Manly 36. Redcliffe failed to register any points on the scoreboard. And in the cricket, another wicket, and Sri Lanka 4 for 219 currently in the cricket. Penalty to Western Suburbs.
Well, West got that scrum feed, did?
Well, he must have ruled, Warren, that initially when they knocked the ball down, it was a bit like the one we saw down this end of the park. It was knocked down by a Maitland, plucked into a Western Suburbs player.
Yeah, so that was another one. I was going to say, I could go home from this match if anyone asked me how West went. I don't know, I haven't seen them play. They better get cracking, hadn't they, Craig?
Yeah, they had, and they have, and they've got field position now, and surely they're not going to put in a dud kick early. They've got to run the football. They've got to show what they've got in the backs. Jermaine Ale from Western Suburbs, their skipper, he's hardly seen the ball in attack. We don't know what he can do yet.
As the ball is sent to the right side of the field, and now they come down the centre of the park. It goes to Penny, away it goes to McBain. McBain straightens up, but he's tackled about 23, 24 metres out now from the goal line, on the scrum line, going from dummy half as Thurston. He got a pass away. It went to Clarke. This is a big prop forward, Colin Clarke, and he's tackled about 15 metres out now from Maitland's goal line, going from dummy half as Thurston. He fires a pass across field. It comes away to Davis. Long pass goes to Antilla. Can he get there? He can't get there at the moment. Oh, he's gone horribly close. He's pushed back. I think he almost got over the goal line before he was pushed back into the field of play. He'll play the ball close to the goal line. Last play coming up here for the Western Suburbs side. Long ball comes across field. Little grubber kick from Davis. I think all his teammates are offside. It'll go over the dead ball line anyway, and so it'll come back to the 20-metre line for Maitland to have the optional restart. And we've had 7 minutes of play in the second half, and Maitland still holding on to this 18-0 half-time lead. Now, I've got some scores through from Group 20. In the under-16s, Darlington Point Colliamberley defeated Tullibudgel Lakes United 28-16. The under-18s, Leeton defeated Tullibudgel Lakes United 28-22. In the ladies' tag, Leeton defeated Hay 10-6. Reserve grade Yenda defeated West Wyalong 28 points to 22. And if you'd like to send us those scores through today, just do so, please, on 0467 920 222. 0467 920 222. If you've got any country scores at all, just put them through onto the SMS, and we'll give the scores over for you. As the ball is fed across to Towers, the lock forward for Maitland, and he runs across field, and then he's going to be put down. He hasn't got back to the 40-metre line. In fact, there's a tackle. They had 2 men in there, and then the third man came spearing in his legs. It took forever for him to go down, and the referee's now going to put a penalty. He's going to give them a penalty. Well,
they fiddled around in the tackle. I think he was obliged to blow his whistle eventually. But West have got, a death wish the way they're playing. If they're not knocking the ball on, they're conceding penalties. They defended reasonably well there. We're going to get a reasonable reception on the downtown, one would have thought. And, they're giving a penalty away. They didn't make much of it, Maitland, into that breeze, but they'll certainly carry the ball into the Western Territory here.
They've got the ball, and getting it up as the first try scorer who plays the ball, and they bring it across field, and they're going to straighten up, and they're going to play the ball about 40 metres out now from the Western Suburbs goal line. And I thought he blew his whistle again there. Might have been just a little sound in the that I heard. As they work the ball down the left side, and take it up as Jenkins, and he'll play the ball about 30 metres out now from Western Suburbs line, plays it, and Porter goes the short side. It goes to Quinn. Quickly it goes on the far side. Taken up is the second row, Metcalf, and Metcalf again in a very strong run is taking the ball into the teeth of the Western Suburbs defence. They're going to play the ball about 13 or 14 metres out from the goal line. Open side they come. Ball's allowed to bounce along the ground. It's gathered up here by Towers. Towers dances. Towers steps. Towers tries to find a gap. He comes into 2 defenders. There's 3 of them there in the end, and they'll put him down about 20 metres out from the goal line, almost in the centre of the park. What will they do here? They go back to the left side of the field, and up goes, well, it was meant to be a bomb, and in fact it hit a Western Suburbs player's leg and went straight up in the air, and it's picked up here by Mason. Mason running across field. He's still going, the big fella. He tries to keep it alive. He's lost it. Falling on the ball is Porter, and the referee has said that it was knocked out of Metcalf, Moana-Mason's hands by a Western Suburbs player, and so they've got 6 to go. Now, now with the ball. Here's the big fella again, Withyman. And Withyman goes striding downfield. And he's tackled 11 metres out from the Western Suburbs goal line. Maitland on the attack. Osborn in at dummy half, the fullback. He fires a pass and taking the ball up then was Porter. He got offloaded the ball and taking it strongly then was the second rower Pate that goes to Osborn. A long cut-out pass that's intercepted and Clarke's away. The left winger streaking away for Western Suburbs. He's over the halfway. He's over the 30. He'll score, I reckon. I don't reckon they'll catch him. He goes for the line and he scores underneath the black dot. Western Suburbs are in. The long Harbour Bridge pass and the left winger for Western Suburbs, Brian Clarke, plucked it out of the air and has raced 90 metres to score under the big black dot.
Well, is this the comeback that Western Suburbs needed? Totally against the run of play. Maitland putting them under all sorts of pressure at the other end of the ground, and, well, they've shown they can score in those situations. The scoreboard's looking a lot prettier, and when they kick this goal, it'll be even looking better.
Yeah, well, you'd say they haven't achieved it through football, though. Maitland attacking the Western Suburbs goal line and an injudicious long pass from left to right, and it was just plucked out of the air. Sort of hung invitingly in the wind, and it was plucked out of the air, and it was good to watch, actually. A foot race the length of the field, and will he get there or will he be nailed from behind? There was a desperate dive to ankle tap him as he crossed the 10-metre line with the posts in sight, but he kicked clear. It didn't phase him, and he was able to dive in for a try.
Must have been Delapena, I think, who gave chase, the winger from the far side. But he showed him a clean pair of heels. Gee, Paleo, the big...
Waisea Clarke, is it?
No, his real name's Brian, Warren. Brian Clarke.
His real name's Brian?
Yes.
Ah.
There we are. See, I went and did some homework.
There's a Colin Clarke in the side as well.
Brother.
So you weren't wasting your time in the hospitality tent, as some of the rumours indicated.
You'd gone that long, we thought you were on the end of a schooner. There we go. There was a conversion.
The conversion was taken by Todd Hurrell, the lock forward, and so it's 18-6 now in favour of Maitland.
Now, Dave, I've got a bit of news from the sideline here. PJ Ellis, the captain and dummy half for Maitland, has headed up the tunnel, and the story is that he may well have broken his arm. So if that's the case, bad luck for him and a massive blow for Maitland in this second half.
Well, it is, because he was probably the man who'd have to steady the ship if things started to go a little haywire, and they've already gone a little haywire. In the cricket, Sri Lanka, we said, lost another wicket, 4 for 224. Sangakkara, the batsman, out, and it's...
Well, there's a knock-on the kick-off here. Can you believe it? The ball hung up in the air, and I think it's
Joel Penny,
the fullback. I don't know what he was doing catching it, because it was a short kick-off. And, well, it's hung in the air and blown forward, and in reaching out to catch it, he's knocked it on. So
they've knocked a few on, haven't they?
It's a poor old start after a kick-off.
Well, he's knocked 2 on from kick-offs today. The only 2 times that Maitland had kicked off, he's knocked them both on.
Well, it actually bounced, and it bounced past the bloke for West that was going to catch it, and so Penny went for it on the first bounce and knocked it on. So Maitland right on the attack as a result.
Sangakkara caught Haddon Bowl Siddle for 81. Sri Lanka 4 for 224 in the Test match. As they bring the ball back here, Maitland, well, they've got an unexpected opportunity here to hit straight back, and going from dummy half is the winger who was almost gone straight through. That's Jenkins, who was out cold, I think, pretty close to it at one stage in the first half. He plays the ball. I'll send it back the open side. It comes to the 5'8 Porter, and Porter decides to jink and dodge, and then he smashed. He's absolutely poleaxed there in a big tackle right under the goalpost. Towers goes from dummy half. He sends it away to the big second rower. Going for the line is Payton, and Payton will play the ball about 2 or 3 blades of grass out. Last tackle coming up. The ball is played, and a little grubber kick into the in-goal area, and I think you'll find it was knocked down by one West player, then gathered up, and the winger, Jenkins, I think, tried to strip him and score a try. And it'll be interesting to see what the referee rules here. He's ruled that Western Suburbs have got the ball.
Yeah, cleanly picked up there by a West player. Not far into the field of play either, so he's done well at point-blank range to rule that one in.
I think he kicked it with his knee, gathered it up, and then won a disputed possession with Jenkins. That's what he's done. He didn't grab it as cleanly as he liked the first time, but he managed to avoid what they were trying to do, and now there's Thurston, who makes a little break out of dummy half.
PJ Ellis back on the bench for Maitland too. He's got that right arm strapped up, but he's back there.
Tempted 40-20, and there was well gathered in by the fullback Osborn, who run across field and then comes back against the grain, and he's put down 30 metres out from his own goal line. And I think we'll see a couple of those before this game's over. Ball goes to the left side of the field, and it's the winger who takes it up, Delapena. He's going to play the ball eventually, about 35 out from his own goal line in the centre of the park. 25 to go in the Newcastle Grand Final. Maitland lead 18 points to 6 as they bring the ball down the centre of the park again, and they're going to play the ball about 5 metres short of the halfway line, right in the centre of the field. Looks like Palea, and that's because it is Craig. Ball goes to the right side.
You can see him coming now, can't you?
he cracks his own jokes.
It's taken you a decade, but well done.
He takes the you-know-what out of himself.
All I can say to you, David, is good job. Good job, David.
Peyton has the ball about 40 out for the that's a ball that's bowled along the ground, but somehow it didn't go forward. Backwards, and there's a grubbing kick from Porter, picked up over here by Shane Antilla, who brings it back, and he's going to be picked up and unceremoniously dumped, but the referee has already called held, I think you'll find. He's going to give a penalty to West.
It's got to be that. It's because it's not an illegal tackle.
Oh, it's a bit of a...
I reckon it's a missile. He's booked him for a missile tackle. Come in.
I think so.
When he was well held round the head. Maybe it's round the head. Yeah, attempted head tackle. One bloke had him round the head in the headlock. That might have been that.
Now, Dylan Jenkins, the winger for Maitland's come off. PJ Ellis back out there, but Dylan Jenkins very heavily concussed when he got to the sideline. Now, he was the bloke that was hit high and was down for a long time in the first half after being hit by Murray.
He put the grubber kick in a second ago too, Craig, and then contested the ball. So whether he got a whack for his trouble in doing that.
Yep.
Now, this is West chance, though. They're up over the halfway line, and they've got a great chance to really get themselves back into the game here as Penny goes from dummy half. As he goes one way, he's still going as Joel Penny, and he runs towards the sideline before he runs into some traffic over there, and he's tackled. He gets up and plays the ball as Thurston sends it back the open side, and they're going to keep the ball alive, and they take it down the centre. That looks like Hopper, and he's tackled about 32 metres out in the goal line as they quickly move the ball down the centre of the park, and going for a run as Davis, and Davis is still going. He got a pass away. I think it was knocked down by Maitland. It was. It's going to be a knock on against Maitland, about 18 metres out from the goalpost, and Western Suburbs will get a scrum lead and get a great opportunity.
Yeah, one hand pass there, but you're right, the Maitland bloke. Was there a touch by Maitland?
No,
I don't know.
I don't think there is.
I think they've got it wrong. But it's probably knocked forward when they jumped on it. Maybe he got the second bit right, but he ruled on the first one, Craig, and I don't think it was touched.
No, he's had an air swing the first time, so unless there's contact on the second, or a knock on the second occasion, and I don't think there is. I think that's a tough call against Maitland, but it's a great opportunity here for Wests.
Well, they've got to win the scrum first, they do. Ball comes to Penny off the back of the scrum, and he tries to run round a couple of defenders. He's not going to do it, as the defender said, well, you're not going anywhere. Just picked him up and threw him into the ground. 25 metres out in the goal line as they go from dummy half, and taken up as the winger Antilla, and he's going to play it about 18 metres out from the goalpost. They're in the centre of the field. They trail by 12. It's Maitland leading 18 points to 6, as bringing it up as the big prop forward, Garbutt, and he takes the ball strongly, and he takes it ahead strongly, and he's tackled only 8 metres out from the goal line. Into dummy half is Thurston. He's struggling to get to his feet. He plays it now. They go to the right side, and Davis got a little short pass away onto the outside, but they haven't been able to make much of it. He's tackled about 5 metres out on the goal line, struggles to his feet, plays it to Thurston. Thurston goes the open side. Away it goes to Garbutt, who'll go straight through and score. Oh, he deserves that, the big prop board. He's had a powerhouse game, and that is a powerhouse run and a powerhouse try. 18-10, kick to come from under the goalpost. 22 to go. They're coming to get him.
It's game on, very much so now. They've got a spring in their step, Western Suburbs. Maitland regroup behind the try line. Few hands on hips, few heads down. There's a long way to go in this game.
Well, he's done a terrific job there, Garbutt, really. The little dummy half came out from right to left and worried, at least worried the markers, stood him still. But he hit Garbutt with a pretty hard pass. Garbutt caught it. And not only did he fend a would-be defender off, he spun around and headed back infield, and he dragged a couple of defenders over the line with him. That was a good, strong run, as David called it, and a powerful try, really, from close range. He'd been playing well. We mentioned him at half-time as being a good performer for Western Suburbs. He was tireless right through that first half in taking the ball up. Anyway, the conversion, 10 out, right in front. He could pick it up and throw this one over. Here we go.
Here's Hurrell. He kicks it somewhere towards the centre of Newcastle. I'm not sure how far he's kicked that, but the kick was about 10 metres out right in front. And it's just, I think it'll finish up outside the ground. Such as the breeze, but it's 18-12. A converted try the difference.
Well, as Craig said, it's game on now. It's opened right up for Western Suburbs to level it at 18 all.
It might prove, Warren, that there's a 24 or 30-point wind advantage.
Well, here's a massive moment in the game. PJ Ellis went back on the field, the hooker and skipper for Maitland, and obviously their key player, but he's come back to the sideline. So it looks like that right arm that's strapped up is no good. There may well be a fracture in it. I suggest to you that could be the last we see of PJ Ellis this afternoon.
Well, a great run on the return by Garbutt, and he got a ball away to Jermaine Ale, and would you believe the skipper has lost control of it as he was tackled. Scrum feed to West. They just scrum feed to Maitland. They just can't do anything right when there's a ball kicked off, Warren.
No, that's a bad error. On play one, they've spilt the ball, Western, and having scored, they've invited Maitland straight back with an error close to their own end. They're about 20 out, Maitland.
That's amazing, isn't it? Every kick-off so far, West have made an error which has invited the opposition to have a crack at them. The breeze has got up again. Here go Maitland from about 20 metres out. Ball's played. They come the open side and they bring it up strongly. And here's Mason. This is the tall prop, Robert Mason, who's been on the bench for most of the game. He plays the ball. It comes away from Moran. He offers it up to Withyman, the other prop. He turns and tries to get through. He's tackled 10 metres out. They're on the attack here, Maitland. They're only leading by 6 now as Moran goes from dummy half. He gets it away to Porter, throws a dummy, goes on his own. Good tackle from Hurrell, puts him down about 2 or 3 metres out on the goal line. Into dummy half, and then struggles to his feet. Plays it, comes to Moran. Moran runs across field, opposite up to Withyman, and Withyman, the prop forward, tries to push and shove his way in between and over the top of defenders and can't do so. He's tackled. Last tackle coming up for Maitland. It's Moran at dummy half. They'll send the ball away to the left side of the field. The ball, a kick from Davis. It went forward for Porter, I should say. Porter got a pass away after he regathered it to Towers. Didn't come off. It came off the legs of a Western Suburbs player. Not played it, says the referee. And Western Suburbs come up with a handover towards their own goal line.
Well, they've defended that well, Western Suburbs, but just looking at the Maitland attack, they've lost direction, in my view, with the football since PJ Ellis hasn't been there. You've got halfbacks going into dummy half on the last play of the game. So you've got your 5'8" now at first receiver. That's not the way they've trained. It's not the way they've played today, and they've lost their hooker. So I think that's significant.
As Western Suburbs run it back to the halfway score here in Newcastle. Maitland 18, Western Suburbs 12, 18 minutes to go in the game. What's happening at the tennis at the Davis Cup? Shannon Byrne.
Yes, thanks, David. Well, we're in a tie-break. It is nervous times here at the Royal Sydney Golf Club. When 1-all, we are in the tie-break in the third. Wawrinka is leading the tie-break 4-1 at the moment.
Well, Maitland just employed the Hamilton defence for that bomb and allowed it to bounce, and he duly ran dead at great pace from about 20 metres out.
They could kick it to Stockton today. They really could. That was, I think that was smart by Maitland not to play it. It was only ever going one place, and that was over the back fence. So trying to catch him today is fraught with danger. So West, but they've definitely got a spring in their step, Western Suburbs. They know they're in with a great show in this grand final. They still trail by 6, but they're on the way back.
Robert Mason brings the ball back, and now they're moving the ball down the centre of the park again. But Western Suburbs defence, it's got a spring in its step, and now they're giving a penalty away.
Oh, dear. The whole way. Well, just as you think they're starting to get on top, they either drop a ball or concede a penalty, and Maitland are going to get out of the tough end of the field here. They won't make a lot of ground, only about 10 metres from the midfield, but it's enough. They're up at halfway now to start their set, so they'll be putting up something probably pretty unpleasant to the West boys at the end of this set.
All they're going to say is kick off, Warren, and I'll get the mistake.
Yeah, well...
Maitland bring it back. Up over the halfway line they go. It's 18 points to 12 in favour of Maitland over Western Suburbs as the ball comes back the open side of the park, and Withyman takes the ball strongly to within about 35 metres of the Western Suburbs goal line. Struggles to his feet. He plays the ball to Moran. Moran offloads the ball. It comes to the right side of the field, and they take it ahead strongly here through Mason. That's Moana-Mason, and he'll play the ball about 20-odd metres out on the goal line. They'll go back the open side. Going for a gallop is Randall, and Randall runs into a solid tackle. They'll play the ball about 15 or 16 metres out. They've still got a couple of... They've got last tackle coming up. Ball goes back to the left. It comes to Porter, and Porter puts up a bomb. It should come down in the in-goal area, and going up high and taking it superbly is the man who had awful trouble in the first half, Shane Antilla. But that was a great take under enormous pressure.
Well, he marked it, didn't he? He marked it, Aussie rule style. That was well done. The moment he marked it, well, you've got your immediate optional restart secured. So he was pulled to ground, but they've had the tap 20 in them. They're away. They're Western Suburbs. What can they do, though? They're the wrong end of the field, but they've got the ball at least.
They have got the ball, and they've got the ball back within the side of the halfway line. Another sport at the moment, Wales defeated Samoa in the World Cup of Rugby earlier. England currently lead Georgia 7-0. University lead Manly in the Shute Shield 21-13. New South Wales Cup last score we had, Norths 12 lead the Jets 10. That's after Cronulla beat Wentworthville. Queensland Cup winner Manly flogged Redcliffe. Cricket last score we had, Sri Lanka 4 for 235. And as we said, the Davis Cup 1 set apiece, and the Swiss was leading 4-1 in the tiebreaker when we were last out there. Here comes the Western Suburbs side as they bring the ball away to Davis, who pumps it high in the air, and getting back now is the winger who goes back with it well. Delapena turned around, faced his own goal line, so if he did knock it towards his own goal line, it wasn't going to be a knock on, and the fullback was back there to support him as well. So they defended that well. I think he's lost the ball after doing all the hard yakka, Warren.
He did the hard stuff, and he's appealing, but the ref has awarded a lost possession against him. If you compare a little bobble ball there, I think he has lost control of it. And the ref's going to give West a scrum feed here. 10 out. This could be the leveller coming up here. If West play a bit of decent football here, they should get over the line.
I reckon this bloke's had a good game, and he's ref. Yeah, well, we've seen a couple of little things that we were mystified about sometimes, but then you looked at the replay and you totally understood why he did it. Anyway, here comes Ale bringing the ball back. This is the Western Suburbs opportunity to level the scores here as the ball comes to Thurston on the left side of the field. They take it ahead, and they take it ahead strongly here through Apai, and the big replacement prop or forward is put down a couple of metres short of the goal line. They'll play the ball about 15 in from touch. Thurston comes the open side to Murray. Away it goes again, and they're taking it ahead strongly through Colin Clarke, the prop forward, and he's tackled about 5 metres out on the goal line, right in front of the post. Plays the ball. He played it rather sloppily. I thought it's a incorrect play the ball. It is.
Well, I think the ref should have blown a penalty there. I reckon they just held on and on and on and on and on. In the end, I think they should have penalised the Maitland guys then for excessive hold-ons.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway, West have lost out here in playing the ball. Once he finally got free, I think he fumbled it on release. So, you know, they held on to him. You could hear him held. How long you got to call held before you get a result?
13 minutes to go in the game. Maitland lead by a converted try. All the points in the game have been scored at the northern end. 18 points in the first half to Maitland, 12 in the second half to Western Suburbs.
30-point win then, so far.
Ball comes across.
Nothing wrong with your maths, Warren.
Ball played and down the centre of the park. Here's Mason. This is the prop forward, Robert Mason, who's tackled 21 metres out from his own goal line as they'll play the ball in the centre of the park. They go from dummy half through Osborn. The fullback is picked up and put down. Almost got to the 30. He's 15 metres in from touch. He plays it to Moran. Moran offloads it away now. It comes to the centre of the park, and again they're trying to find a little hole there. Towers tried to go through. He put down 32 out from his own goal line. They've got to the kick. Last play coming up now as the ball goes to Porter. He puts it high in the air. It's going to come down on the far side of the field. It's allowed to bounce over there, but Antilla goes back, gathers it on the second bounce, got away from one, can't get away from the second wave of defence, and he's going to play the ball about 28 metres out from his own goal line. Penny in a dummy half, goes on his own, can't get away. Yes, he does. He goes for a second crack and runs straight into another defender, and he's put down about 20-odd metres out from his own goalpost. He plays the ball as they keep it going up the Western Suburbs side down the centre through the try scorer, Brian Clarke. Opened the scoring with a great runaway intercept try that really put him back in the game. Ball played in the centre of the park. Here's the brother. This is Colin Clarke taking it up. And he's tackled 15 his own side of halfway. Maitland lead by 6. 11 minutes to go in the grand final as the ball comes to this side of the field, which is the western side. And Murray, the halfback, is put down just short of the halfway line. Last play, Thurston goes from dummy half. He decides to kick, and he's kicked for the grass between the winger and the fullback, and that will finish up somewhere near the harbour.
Well, that was the most unimaginative set for a side chasing a 6-point lead. But you'd imagine it was just completely one out running through the set, and a kick that was always going to go dead. Just you'd almost call it a wasted set.
It was, and I agree with you about the fact that it lacked imagination when they up to the play 5, and that kick, you shake your head. That was never, as you say, Warren, it was always going dead. Opportunity there to go right, and a little grubber from 40 out today is going to almost get to the try line and have the result they wanted.
Ball comes to the right, and Mason, Robert, that is, takes the ball ahead, because we've got Robert Mason and Vern Moana-Mason playing for Maitland.
That's distinct from James the actor.
That's true. Oh, penalty again.
2 in a row. 2 in a row.
Well, Maitland get another penalty.
And there's been a bit of back-chatting, so he's advanced the penalty 10 metres.
Well.
And now Porter decides to have a crack on his own. He takes the quick tap, and he caught a few more of the Western Suburbs players. They haven't helped themselves, have they, with some of the mistakes, Western Suburbs?
They must love being without the football.
And going for a little gallop here is Randall. He almost got through. If he got through then, that would have been try time and end of the game. Ball played. It comes back the open side as the ball is fed through the hands, and away it goes on the other side of the park. Taking it up now is Moana-Mason. He's going to play the ball about 15 metres out in the goal line. Moran's at dummy half. Out on the park, I noticed Brenton Horwood out there as well. Ball comes back to the left. Long cut-out ball. It goes to the second rower, and he's the man who started the scoring. He almost ran out of room on that side of the field, but he doesn't, as the big fellow Williams-Metcalf is put down about 11 metres out in the goal line. They come back to this side of the field. Taking it up as Payton, the second rower, runs into a solid tackle, bounces out of the tackle. That's a second go.
Well, Dave, they're in field goal position if they want to take it, Maitland.
I think they're thinking about it. The ball comes away now to Porter. Porter has a shot at field goal. Has he got it? Has he got it?
No, I don't think so.
All of the crowd cheering.
They're all Western Suburbs supporters.
So it's a restart at the 20-metre line. Now, Wests, they continually invite Maitland to come and beat them. Can they do something a little different? What's happened here?
Ball goes to the right, and they bring the ball up. And this is Western Suburbs' chance, because they've got the ball back to within sight of the halfway line. And there's 8 minutes to go in the game. Maitland lead by 18 points to 12. And Garbutt, another big, strong run from the prop forward, as he's tackled just short of the halfway line. Are we going to see the game go to extra time? As going from dummy half is Thurston, and he threw the dummy, and it's a penalty, and it's a penalty.
Marcus is split.
Yeah, Marcus split. Penalty against Maitland.
Oh, that's handy.
What's happening in the tennis, Shannon Byrne?
Well, extraordinary tennis here, David. This is absolutely extraordinary. The third set has just gone 72 minutes, the longest set of any set in this Davis Cup World Playoff tie, and Australia has just won it 7-6 over Leighton Hewitt. Hewitt saved 4 set points in the tie break, but only needed 1 set point himself, and it was 8-6 in that tie break. So Hewitt up 2 sets to 1 over Stanislav Wawrinka.
Maitland defending stoically here as Western Suburbs. Are they going to take the game into extra time as the ball comes back to the centre of the park, and taking it ahead is Colin Clarke. He's tackled only 5 metres out on the goal line. Maitland lead by 6. Western Suburbs coming back. They're closing in here. Ball goes to Thurston. Taking it ahead strongly now is Farrar, and Farrar's tackled. Couple of metres out from the Maitland goal line. Couple of plays left as Thurston goes back to the right. He sends the ball away. It goes to Davis. Davis trips over as he tried to come and change the point of the attack. He's tackled about 9 metres out. Went to get up and play the ball, and he's lost it, says the referee. He's appealing for a penalty, but the referee said, no, you lost it.
Well, dear. Well,
he's got a responsibility with the ball.
He's got a responsibility to hang on to it. Yeah, his arm brushed the body of the guy. The guy didn't strip him. His arm was fouled by the body of but it was his responsibility to hang on to it and get clear and play the ball.
Yeah,
Davis has lost the ball and blamed the bloke lying on the ground who did nothing really.
Long bow to draw there to say that that should have been anything other than what it was.
6 minutes to go.
Well,
Can the pumpkin pickers hold on? Ball comes back to the right. and Palaio goes for a gallop. He runs across field, then he straightens up, and a good run comes to an end. Only 15 metres out on the goalpost, but considering where the scrum was, he's done well. Ball's played. Randall goes from dummy half. He sprints back to the left side of the field, but the defence is there. They're running out of time, Western Suburbs, and they're certainly not helping themselves with their high mistake rate in this second half. As they go from dummy half again, Maitland. They're tackled 22 metres out in their own goal line. 18-12 in favour of Maitland. 6 to go in the game. They go back to the left side to Porter. Porter throws a dummy. Goes on a little jinking run. He's tackled about 28 metres out from his own goalpost. Back towards the centre of the park. They go back to the left. A long cutout ball that goes to the far side of the field, and taking it up is Metcalf. And Metcalf, who scored the opening try, is tackled 32 metres out from his own goal line. We're at the Newcastle No.1 Sportsground. Newcastle grand final. Maitland lead 18-12. 5 to go in the game. Under pressure. Here's a kick from Porter. It goes high in the air. Penny's coming for it, and Penny doesn't take it in the end because the winger says mine, and the winger comes and takes it well. After dropping a couple in the first half, Shane Antilla's made up for some errors in the second with some very good takes.
He has. He's played more like his great ancestor, Antilla the Hun. Antilla?
They sure wasn't Attila.
Anyway, here they go.
Close, Craig. That's good enough for you, Craig.
As Farrar gets a ball away under some pressure here, but the Western Suburbs side, they've got a couple of plays left in this set. Ball's played to Thurston. Thurston gets it away. There's a good tackle here on Colin Clarke, who's finished up here. A solid tackle here by Horwood. There's a Maitland player in all sorts of trouble in back play. I think it's Randall. Quickly the ball. Oh, it's a forward pass. Murray tried to keep it alive with a catch and pass, and somehow it's gone about 8 metres forward, and I think Randall's in all sorts of froth and bubble out here.
He is. Yeah, he's got a left arm injury too, which doesn't look too flash for him.
Well, Bradley Murray, in attempt, they've gone short side left there, and Bradley Murray, in an attempt to get it and give it, he's thrown it forward a metre. It's just unaccountably. Well, they can only blame themselves, West, haven't they? West, for the amount of ball they've wasted.
They've had 4 or 5 decent shots and blown the lot.
Yeah, they've had chances.
Well, they'll only have 1 or 2 more, won't they, Warren? 4 minutes on the clock, and by the normal calculation, each team has 2 sets.
2 sets left in them, unless there's a drop ball or penalty or... Get the ball in.
Now, the ball goes into the scrum, and Porter gets it, and offers it up to Quinn, and the centre 3/4 for Maitland is tackled, 20 out from his own goalpost. Maitland lead 18 points to 12 in the centre of the park. They go back to the left, and it comes away to Metcalf, and Metcalf's tackled, 22 out from his own goal line, 20 in from touch. Remember that West have still got this howling breeze at their backs, as Maitland had it in the first half and racked up an 18-0 lead at half-time. They've come back, Western Suburbs, in the second half to get back to within 6, as Horwood takes it ahead, and a good strong run from the replacement as he's put down right on the cricket pitch, but about 5 short of the halfway line. Couple of plays left in this set for Maitland. They come back to the right side. It comes to Towers. Towers has a crack on his own, and he's tackled just over the halfway line. He's going to play the ball about 10 in from touch, make it 15 in, and 45 metres out from the Western Suburbs goal line. The last play coming up here for Maitland. He gets to his feet slowly, Towers. Don't blame him, really. He's done a tower of work. He lives up to his name. Ball comes away to Porter, and Porter gets the kick in. It's been charged down. There's an opportunity here. And the ball bounces right for Davis. Davis will streak away. Davis will score. Davis is in. Davis makes it 18-16. Kick to come. The kick charge down at the 5-8. Adrian Davis picked up the crumbs and has sprinted away to score. And now Hurrell will have an attempted conversion goal from about 20 metres in to send this game possibly into extra time.
Well, they're celebrating, Wes, and they should. Tremendous. That's just enthusiasm to get the charge down there and to come up with the try. Tremendous stuff there from Davis, but they shouldn't celebrate too soon. It's going to be a very difficult kick to convert this.
Just watching the head on here, Davis gets away from a would-be ankle tap and dives in. He had time to improve his position. Now, it's wonderful that he got the try, and he did wait for the pop bounce, which eventually came. The ball was racing along the ground, and he was sprinting after it, and you were just waiting for it to pop, and it popped beautifully for him, and he was away. But he could have cut back off he probably didn't know, but he should have cut back off the left foot towards the post. But because this is a pretty, with the wind even, this is a tough conversion.
Well, it isn't Hurrell who's going to have the kick. The goal kicker who's been kicking for them, it's Bradley Murray.
Yep.
Of course, last year's under 20
I wouldn't back him
player
to
of the
kick this.
season.
I wouldn't back him to kick this. I think the try scorer has made it very hard for him by not improving his position.
15 metres in. 18 metres out. 2 minutes on the clock. And Murray with the opportunity to level it up here in the Newcastle Grand Final. 60 seconds to go in the Grand Final. There's the kick. He's nailed it.
Oh, well done.
What a great kick under pressure. We're going to go to extra time, I reckon.
Well, that was Soward's effort last night against the Broncos. Not a too dissimilar position, but Bradley Murray had this roaring breeze behind his back. Tremendous kick. Wonderful kick under pressure.
Well, really, he had to kick across the breeze to a certain extent, Craig, wouldn't it?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Kick across the breeze. The breeze was with him, but across him. So that made it a tough kick. And to level it up, too, the pressure on him to get it. There's a kick-off, and it's been knocked forward.
Would you believe Joel Penny has done it again? 3 cook-offs today. 3 times Joel Penny's knocked it on. And, of course, Maitland want to stop the clock so they can have a shot at field goal. There's only 10 seconds left on the clock.
Well, 8 seconds, 6. Have they called time off yet?
Well, I don't think he has.
The clock is still ticking. We've got a Maitland player gone down injured.
Yeah. No time off.
That's the big front rower, Withyman.
Well, it's
now,
not going to
off. So he's called it off now. Obviously, we go to extra time. Winner Manly flogged Redcliffe in the Queensland Cup 36-0. And in the cricket, the last score, we had Sri Lanka 4 for 250. And, of course, we heard Leighton Hewitt leads 2-1 in that vital fit rubber in the Davis Cup between Australia and Switzerland. And
well, Maitland running with the wind, so you'd say the advantages are going to be with Maitland here, very much so in a golden point first half. You'd think that we're all over in the first 5 minutes. You would think, because if they can put a decent drop kick in, it's going to be they can put one in from 40 metres.
That's right, Warren. They're going to get close enough to have a crack at a field goal. It's just who can nail it to win it.
Well, the ball comes across now, and they bring it up to Withyman, and he's going to play the ball. He's still a good run. What a great run. And now they've got to within 20 metres of the goalpost. Last play coming up for Maitland. Is this where they're going to win it? The ball, sloppy play the ball, though. He's under enormous pressure here, Porter, and Porter puts a grubber kick in the end because he couldn't get himself into a position to have a shot at a field goal because the ball took forever to get from the dummy to the dummy half, really. And so he was under enormous pressure. And now, what can they do in reply?
Their best hope to play out the 5 minutes, West. Plenty of dummy half running and really punch a really hard low kick and try and pick up the sideline.
The best hope's a penalty, probably.
Well, a penalty too. That'd be even better. There's Garbutt.
He's had a big game.
He's had a monster of a game, this bloke.
Mitchell Garbutt takes it ahead and he's tackled 28 metres out from his own goal line. 4 minutes left on the clock. It's probably ticking down towards 3, in fact, as the ball goes to the left side of the field, and taking it ahead over there is Gus Brown, and he's tackled just short of the halfway line as they're running out of tackles here. In fact, they've already run out of tackles. A kick downfield. It rebounds off a player. It goes further downfield towards Maitland, and Maitland have got it on the halfway line as we've got a drawn game here at the moment. It's 18 all. We're in golden point extra time here in the Newcastle Grand Final. It's Maitland 18, Western Suburbs 18, and Maitland had the use of this very strong breeze in the first stanza of this extra time. Ball comes to the left in the centre of the park. Taken up again here is this workhorse Adam Withyman, and he's tackled 20 to make it 32 metres out from the goalpost at the Western Suburbs end of the field. The ball goes to the right. They're going to take the ball into the teeth of the Western Suburbs defence again through Towers. He'll play the ball. He sends it away. There's the shot at field goal from Moran. Is it there? No.
Well, he did everything but kick it. He had time. He struck it well. It went towards the post, but no.
You'd say the Western Suburbs side has got this game at their mercy now, because when they turn, they can play forever with the breeze. They've got to get
down the other end, Warren.
Well, they've got to get this 5 minutes over, this 5 minute session over with, and stay alive to the second half. And you'd say surely West should have the game at their mercy, because they've got it forever then.
Yep.
Until there's a result.
James Appley takes it ahead. It's 18 all here. We're in the golden point extra time between Maitland and Western Suburbs in the Newcastle Grand Final. 2 minutes left on the clock in the first stanza of extra time. Richard Swenson at Leichhardt Oval.
Well, the Bears fans are growling at the minute, David. They've just kicked a field goal through Malcolm Webster. The Bears 17, Newtown 16, 2 minutes on the clock.
And here they go through this big fella again, Garbutt, who charges ahead. The defence is equal to the task. They put him down on the halfway line as they're going to play the ball, and they'll come to Thurston, and Thurston goes to the short side. Away it goes to Jermaine. He's hardly seen any ball all day today. He takes the tackle. He's taken it 45 metres out now from the Maitland goal line. He goes down with a cramp. That's a good way to take 10 seconds off the clock.
Well, he's just pitched a little bit of time. The ref's taken it off now.
Well, they're going to defend too, Warren.
Yeah,
to breathe it.
He squeezed a little bit out of him. And they'll kick clear here. They've got time to think about their kick, what they're going to do with it. We'll see how smart they are here. Here it goes.
And there's a long kick downfield, and getting underneath it is the left winger, and he's taking it well over here, and that was Delapena, but it means that Maitland have got to take the ball 90 metres to get within.
It's a great kick, really. Wasn't it a terrific kick? Pocketed him on the sideline with a high bomb.
Well, if there's ever a time to pull out a 40-20, now's the time.
Well, there's 1 minute left in this first stanza of extra time. They've got 60 seconds in which to do something, Maitland. Otherwise, you'd be wanting to back Western Suburbs.
Go and get the money on, Craig. Get the money on West.
Ball into the centre of the park. Maitland struggling to get down the other end of the field. They're running out of tackles. We've got 40-odd seconds left in the first stanza of extra time. They're running out to their own 40 as they sweep the ball to the right side of the field. Taking it up as Hallwood. He's tackled just short of the halfway line. 35 seconds left in this first stanza. The last play from Maitland, you'd think, in the first stanza is a kick downfield, and Joel Penny will let that run and run and run, and then he knocks it on, would you believe? He knocks it on again in the goal area.
He's a stumble bump.
He knocks it on, but the referee, they've got 40 seconds to take the line droppy, and so they won't have to stop. He doesn't have to stop the clock, and of course the clock will go down beyond the seconds, and he might have even knocked it on deliberately. Is that allowed?
Well, if you reckon that, David, that'll do me.
Very
well,
clever.
I'll tell you what.
That's your best, Moran.
I'll give Joel Penny credit. He knocked it on deliberately because he knew that time
he could take 40 seconds off. That's brilliant play. Give that boy an ice cream.
It's 18 all. The first 5 minute period of extra time.
The man's a genius.
18 all the scoreline between Maitland and West as we about to start the second period of extra time. Richard Swenson.
Yeah, David, you've joined us right at the very right time. Newtown with a shot for goal after the full-time siren. They trail 17-16. Blake Lazarus from 30 metres out, a metre in from touch on the western side, kicking towards the northern end. A penalty for shoving a Newtown player across the sideline. This is it, the season on the line. Newtown, if they kick it, win. If he misses, Norths win. Lazarus from out wide. He strikes it. It's swinging around. It's missed to the left-hand side of the post. And the Bears are home, 17-16. And next week they'll take on Canterbury in the grand final qualifier, while Cronulla will take on the Auckland side. But Blake Lazarus from the sideline has just curled the penalty kick wide, and the Bears get home 17-16.
Well, you'd think with a name like Lazarus, he would have got him up.
And now a long-range attempt at field goal by Western Suburbs from 50 metres out. Comes up 11 metres short, and Osborn, the fullback.
Talk about optimism.
Well, I suppose if he thought the breeze was there, Warren, why not have a crack? They hadn't got into a good position. They're a hero if it comes off, but you also know that they've been able to hold this Maitland side scoreless when they've had to run this way. So I suppose in their own mind they think, well, we know we can tackle them and keep them short of halfway, and we've got another crack coming up shortly. 18 all the scoreline.
Penalties are probably about the only thing that'll break the game open for Maitland. You'd think they'd be able to keep them at least out of field range.
It looked a forward pass, and I think the man that made the first tackle was offside, so I reckon the ref's trying to keep out of it at the moment. Anyway, they've got the ball, Maitland, just over the halfway line. It's 18 all between Maitland and Western Suburbs in the Newcastle Grand Final. We're in Golden Point. We're in the second period of Golden Point. We've already had 5 minutes. They've had a gale at their back, and here's a long-range shot at field goal from a long way out. Oh, what a kick! Michael Moran into the breeze has kicked it from 40 metres out over the black dot, and Maitland win the grand final, 1918. Oh, what a kick! Michael Moran is the pumpkin picker of the year.
That's amazing. He couldn't, you wouldn't dream it up. Maitland nailing it, as you say, from 40 out into the teeth of the breeze. Western Suburbs, they cannot believe it.
We'll start the official side of things with the officials for the day. Drew Altram. Jamie Adams. Kenny Weatherall. And the in-goalies, Matty James and Craig Edwards. If I could just call the losing captain, Jermaine up, just to say a few words.
Firstly, I'd just like to thank Maitland for a great game. I'm sure everybody here was expecting that, and that's what they got. Secondly, boys, bad luck. You know, we gave it our all season, and just couldn't come away with the goods. Thanks to all the strappers, coaching staff. We had a great year. Cheers.
Thanks, Jermaine. If I could now call up the winning captain, PJ Ellis. And I'll hand over to Jamie Smith from Tooheys just to say a few words.
Thank you, John. Well, congratulations to Maitland, commiserations Wests. But I think you'll all agree Wests did a wonderful job in getting 3 teams to the grand final today, and what a proud club they are. Maitland back to back. Well done, guys. It must be a real thrill to see it go into extra time and a golden point. Disappointing way to lose a game and a fantastic way to win a game. Tooheys a proud sponsor of the Newcastle Rugby League, and I'd just like to thank Chairman Trevor Crowe and his board, along with John Fate, the General Manager, for the wonderful support that they've given us over the years. Just quickly, I'd like to thank my team over there in the Tooheys tent, my wonderful customers that also support us. Thank you very much over there. I'll hand you over to the winning captain. Congratulations, mate. It's becoming a habit.
This junior's coming through. I think they're going to be a strong club for a few more years yet. So I'll be looking forward to seeing them. I won't be there, but they're going to be fucking really strong. Okay, so to present the Ted O'Sullivan Trophy to PJ and the Tooheys Cup. Great club, great family, great support, great team. And the Tooheys Cup. I think this is the last name to be going on there, and it's going to be Maitland Vickers. Thanks, PJ. You might want to put those trophies just to the side, mate. We'll keep you up here to present the players in relation to their individual trophies. Yeah, we'll start with the fullback, Joel Osborn. Great game from the back, Joel. Beautiful game.
Well done, mate. Congratulations, buddy.
Jake Sinclair. Glen Payton. Delapena. Adam Withyman. Young Mason. Dan Randall. Brent Longwood. McBain. Field goal specialist. Go on, Jade Porter. 3. Who else we got? Daniel Metcalf. Moana-Mason. Gavin Quinn. Jenkins. Dan Randall. Second time. Willie Player. Lachlan Hickey. Moana-Mason. Ellis. Colby Schrader. James Colby. James Trevor. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, thanks for coming to all the Maitland biggest supporters. You really rallied behind our guys today, and we needed it every minute of that game. And without you, we don't get across the line. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for the team of guys I had throughout the club this year. It was fantastic. The committee, everyone that really got behind us and created that momentum for back-to-back titles is something special. You know, it doesn't happen every generation, but it's lucky it happened in ours. Thank you. Thanks, Trev. Thanks, PJ. The one award that we do have left for the day is the Man of the Match Award. And I have here with me Mo Wilson, the son of the legendary J.J. Wilson, to present that award to our Man of the Match, Mick Moran. Just like to say
thanks to West for the game. And to our boys all year, back to back. Can't ask for too much. Another pickers. Thanks very much and have a good afternoon.